run. Like, if he goes through the entire thing, like he beat Invasion, and he beat TvZ, Innovation, Dark. If he beats Stats, that's one hell of a run across all different matchups. It would be really sick if Cyril won. It would be really insane. Guys, welcome to Antigonus, our least played map of the Team Liquid map contest tournament. Only played 3 times. This is the 4th time we're seeing it. It is a bit funky, and we'll show you why it's a bit funky here in a moment or two. Let's first of all introduce our players. To the bottom left-hand side, our red Terran from Team Liquid taking down Stefano without dropping a map so far. This is uThermal. And his opponent to the top right-hand side, the blue Zerg representing Psy, Storm Gaming. Give it up if you're cheering on True. Game 1 of this best of 5. As we get this set up and rolling already, a spawning pool dropping down into play here from True in these very early stages. Okay, so a pool and a gas early in the game. True might be looking toward a little bit of aggression here on Antigonus. So let's take you through the map and so maybe discuss why we've not seen this too much. Straight away, there is a natural expansion over on this in-base location. So in-base natural is something that people don't already like. It is compensated for a little bit, the ease of this base, by having less mineral patches. So that's something we've been seeing more of over the last year of StarCraft 2 maps. Mineral patches, which aren't actually just a base without 8 patches, but 6 instead. Means you don't get as much economy off of it. True naturally will expand down to the low ground here first, which also has a bit of a King Sejong feel to it. Rocks off to the left-hand side, which lead into a gold base. And also to the right-hand side, the 3rd base, or the 4th base, which we're probably more excited or more expected to see through the game. uThermal expanding to the back right now. And so far in these games on Antigonus, we've seen a lot of kind of importance put on these rocks, breaking into the natural and so on. Not surprising, we saw that on a King Sejong station, we've seen that a lot on Extraction. Rocks on a natural like this generally get used, abused, and all the rest of it. What's up, Rush J coming in with another 100 bits, just in case 1,000 wasn't enough for the day. Never angry watching SE2 on a weekend. You rock, Wardy. You rock too. Thank you so much, dude. Cannot say how much I appreciate all the bits you keep throwing my way. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Reaper comes in towards the main base. Then there's a little cliff up here that Reaper can get up to. He will check to see no 3rd hatchery. As he comes forward, he is dangerously close to seeing the roach roaring, which True has put down, looking to utilize that pool gas opening and the aggression here that opens up for him. So a roach roaring coming down, finishing up, and a first few roaches already coming through. Queen starts up as well. React on the other side of the map from uThermal. I mean, he sees the roach roaring, so he knows there's roaches. Only 4 roaches and into drones, which means we're going to be seeing Ravagers morphed in here. And this is more so a pressure play from True rather than an all-in, because he's already droning behind it. He's already looking for a follow-up. Unfortunately, that Reaper will go down, which is a little bit of a shame, as we will have this army continuing to move across the map. So again, 4 roaches. By the time they get across the map, it'll be 3 Ravagers available, and those corrosive bars are one of the big things which will be able to work their way through the the depots, harass a little bit, and all the rest of it. Fast lair though as a follow-up from True, and still no 3rd hatchery in the back. I mean, the difficulty for uThermal is it's very hard to confirm whether this 3rd hatch gets taken or not, because you can't just run a unit across the map and say, oh, it's not there, because this base was taken at the front. So not being able to see this base means that maybe True can get away with a 2-base play. I mean, the options right now are Nidus Network, alternatively Aspire could be something we see, as we obviously have a bunker in position, Hellions on the high ground, and by keeping the roaches and Ravagers at the front here, it will distract uThermal from thinking about scouting the follow-up to this. Surprised we haven't seen any Cyclones yet to help out with this defense. A few Marines in a bunker is nice and all, but there's only so much you can really do. And Corrosive Bars will continue. He actually loads up the Hellions, so he will drop across the map. You know what, I think True's going to throw down a lair. I just don't feel there's the gas here to realistically go... Not a lair, sorry, Aspire. I don't realistically think the gas is here to make a Nidus work. Because if he starts a Nidus, how on earth is he going to afford roaches to put in it? A few more overlords on the way up. True trying to get ahead of the supply block. A few lings being made. He already pulled drones into the main, aware of the fact this drop was coming across the map and was going to get aggressive very soon. So True's losing a lot of mining time now. That's 31 out of 16 drones. That means he's 15 drones over efficiency. And even just forcing these drones to pull away. I mean, well, there's more drones actually lining up here. There's just so many of them. Spire comes down, but this is not working for two. Those drones are still clumping. 8 workers killed. The Hellions looking for more. One final shot here. Could have gotten so many as they lined up, but doesn't quite happen. 8 workers killed. Yes, everything goes down from uThermal, but not only does he kill workers, he gets the scouting information. The Spire is seen behind this mineral line. He knows exactly what's going on right now. As you will see, these Hellions joined by a Liberator moving across the map. These Overlords came a bit far forwards, and now they have to back away. Already half health. uThermal could maybe try and hunt those down. Instead, though, these Hellions trying to approach the front. Roaches and Ravagers able to push the Hellions away. No progress made just yet there. And that Spire about to finish up again in the back of this main base. Liberator coming up towards the top side here, going to get ready to siege up and to cause some damage. I mean, it's a frustrating position. Actually, what's really annoying here is the Queen will struggle to get over in position because of the blocking of the Spire, the spawn pool, and all the rest. Queen wanders in towards range and takes one shot already. A couple drones go down and they're pulling away. I mean, uThermal is already just running away with this right now. 4 Mutalisks on the way up. 1 on-vehicle upgrades coming through as well as the engineering bay is about to finish. And that third command center from uThermal is going to move forwards and is going to land in position on this third base in just a moment. A couple of refineries will be placed on the third, and we do see the Liberator from uThermal continuing to come across the map. We'll be looking to siege up behind here as well. Again, these drones going to take a little bit of damage. One drone going down instantly. As he forces the drones to pull away, he tries to run by with the Hellions, but the mutas are here. I mean, this Liberator is going down no matter what. So he's just going to leave it sieged, knowing that if he leaves it sieged, he can keep drones away from the mineral line a bit longer and get some kills if True just sends them back way too early. Remember that all of this is done on 2 bases from True, and so these mutas have to get so much done to make up for the fact that uThermal's third base is already coming up. But the fact we see turrets already covering mineral lines, I mean, this does not look good at all, does it? True, what on earth are you going to do here? He is in such a rough position. I really don't know what True does right now. I really don't. The 4 firing away gets a few Mutalisks off to the side. The 4 coming in trying to chase. I mean, the Muta is just taking more damage, and True is in so much trouble. He's just not going to be able to be in any sort of decent position here. As uThermal goes into mech as well, I mean, his position in this game just improves. True will take the out of base third. So maybe just wants to take this rather than taking the less mineral patches here. I mean, again, only 6 mineral patches versus 8. He needs as much as he can get at the moment. So just going to take a risk, perhaps, as he tries to set up. But I just cannot really see a way that True comes back in this. Again, a few meters just down to the south, and we do see more Zerglings coming up. A Baneling Nest has started, and 1-1 melee upgrades coming up as well right now from our Zerg player. Linger Speed will be finishing up in a very near future as we see the missile turret firing away. A couple of Liberators. I'm actually going to be able to come forwards and push those meters off to the right-hand side. A couple of factories still being added on as well, taking us up to 5 in total. Again, uThermal's mech play just continuing to be established now. No rush for a meching player. He's going to lead, but it will still take a little while to get him the army that he needs to really kind of shut this down. We do just have a couple of moments of calm before the storm. What's up? Coming in 5 minutes ago with the donation, T. Leheim, thank you so much for the $5. No message attached, but can we get some love in the chat for the $5 donation? Obviously a pretty aggressive start to this game, so we couldn't mention you any sooner, but really do appreciate the $5, dude. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Let's see some love in the chat for T. Leheim, guys. Appreciate it. Infernal Pre-Igniter starting here from uThermal on this tech lab in the main base factory. Is still pumping out siege tanks, and a swarm host come up here from True, making use of this infestation pit. I mean, it's the right idea. It's the right idea, but I don't really think it's going to be the correct. I don't think it's really going to be able to do anything, right? I mean, that's the issue. He's just too far behind for anything to be good. You know, if he goes Hydras, I'm like, well, they're just going to die to a straight-up fight. At least Swarmers have the potential to maybe be more punishing if uThermal makes a mistake. Reality is, uThermal's just going to clean up a wave of Locusts and instantly attack across the map and counter. And then with enough Hellbats, the next wave of Locusts isn't going to do enough either. So it's going to be a little bit of trouble here as we're going to be seeing Hellions tanks gathering together. We do see a gold base taken from uThermal's 4th, and he took down those rocks. He'll expand to the right hand side, and why the heck not? He has the power to, he has the position on the map to. He has the army to clean out. He finds himself the Locust in the middle. Or the Swarm Host at least. The Locust will drop, but that's fantastic. The first wave of Locust will not do anything. uThermal again is still playing this perfectly correctly. Just going to see those Liberators coming in and just going to be seeing the Locusts getting cleaned out as well. 10 more Swarm Hosts. Again, it seems scary because Swarm Hosts are very good. Sure, actually didn't go for this base in the end. He ended up on the gold base on this top side. Again, I mean, even with this many Locusts, Hellions will fin at Hellbats. They clean up Locusts so quickly because the Blue Flame is finished, and with +2 attack upgrades as well and plating, there's just no way. I mean, already here, these Liberators coming in. If they just get a few shots on these Locusts, I mean, that's going to splash them down as well. Look how much damage he'll do to these Locusts. It's not tons of damage, but it's a little bit. It will help. And, oh my god, uThermal's already just backing away to the side. He's going to fight these Locusts from a distance. The fact they drop down so early means they don't connect on anything. Locusts flying forwards was one of the biggest buffs Swarm Hosts got to make them more viable again. And it's for a reason, because anything coming in on the ground just dies so soon. You're not just going to be seeing those Liberators continue to siege up, and, well, now it's a very difficult position, isn't it? Big counterattack, though, so these Zerglings will start to do something. uThermal is starting to pull back home. I think it's going to split up in a couple different directions. These Liberators still moving forwards. I tell you what, let's put those Liberators on the picture for you guys to keep on watching the action across on the Zerg side of the map. So if you look to the bottom right of your screen, those Liberators are still in play. As these Lings are getting rid of, well, 14 workers so far. And these Lings have been a little bit slow to get dealt with. This main army still in the center. The Liberators have moved off now. Having unsieged, they actually start a fight against Corruptors and Locusts. Locusts coming in to try and find the army. They drop down into the Blue Flame Hellions, though, and obviously that's not working out so well. Well, now we see these Liberators actually going to get rid of the Corruptors, and as the Corruptors go down, the Liberators will again be unstoppable up on the top side. We do see still just, well, a few Lings and Banes getting ready to run by this base. Hellions are already on this gold, though, and for some reason there's 28 drones on this mineral line. Liberators sieging up, and again, Swarm Hosts are going down already. Even if the Locusts drop down here, it's not going to matter. And True is going to run out of momentum and run out of ways to stay alive in this game. Here comes our final wave of Locusts here, realistically. Okay, they drop down, and you can just see how fast they die. They don't kill anything. True, too far behind, and that's the issue. If Swarm Hosts play like this, you need to not be behind, because otherwise, start off to the bottom right-hand side of the map. Our blue Terran player is uThermal. Top right-hand side, the red Zerg. This, of course, is True. Again, thank you very much for that $5 donation during that last game, T. Lehrheim. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it. Again, all the support today has been pretty crazy, guys. We had a good few subscribers coming in and joining the family and getting replay packs and so on. We've had, again, crazy amount of donations and bits already. Thank you. Appreciate you all. You're all awesome. Hatchery on the natural expansion here from True. It's just going to be setting up into this, and, well, we do see a barracks and a gas from uThermal. No real surprise right there. uThermal played mech on this map the other day against Namshon. He made it look very, very good. And True's played this map at least once before as well, because he played against Puck on this map, and he actually lost against Puck on this map, which was a little bit of a surprise as well. Barracks finishing up here. Reaper on the way out, and we are just going to be seeing the orbital command starting to morph in. uThermal will get ready to throw down the command center in just a moment, and we'll be able to get that going. Sub WTF Nuzo Nodi saying hello in the chat. Again, still great to see so many new faces around today also. If you're new here, if you're still around, you're new in the channel this week or today, come say hi, let me know. Let me know you're new. Let me know how you're enjoying the stream. Let me know what you're thinking, and welcome, of course, as well. Zerglings on the way up here. Again, this wasn't anything too aggressive. Hatch gas pool. The few Lings obviously helping to defend against this Reaper. The one issue of seeing multiple TvZs in a row is watching the early Reaper harass gets a little bit still. We kind of know what to expect. And with players like this, it's very rare that mistakes are made and drones are actually picked off. Stefano was very good at defending against this already, and just a couple of Lings leading forwards there. As Queens pop out, it becomes a lot easier to push this Reaper away, and that is starting to happen. As we see this Reaper going to come around the right-hand side, and is going to be thrown down another grenade to bop some drones all over the place. Queen again looking to try and grab that Reaper, and we do see it. That Reaper just running and running and running. There's a Reaper ledge here, so if uThermal wanted to leave, he could. He actually decides to stay in the main, and, well, true, just going to check it isn't in the corners, but it is. And now it is maybe time for uThermal to jump down that ledge. And he wants to stick around still, but there's another Queen. He's really outstaying his welcome, I feel. Oops. I'm not sure what that turnaround was there. Maybe a little bit of miss micro. A couple Queens are going to spread out onto different bases. Again, Link Speed about to finish up. Overlord's on the way out. True, not really with a setup to do anything too crazy. He has a lot of Overlords, though. Maybe realized he was going to get a bit supply blocked, so made one too many. Usually you wouldn't make 3 Overlords at a time this early in the game. He is making more Zerglings, though, so maybe he is thinking about being aggressive in some way. That, or he's just preparing for the Hellions, which I suppose are about to come across the map. I thought before maybe he could have gone extra round of drones, then the Lings. He's just being cautious right here as you see a couple of Hellions on the way out. T-Light Heim in the chat with the donator. Well, good stream, Wardy. Well, thank you very much for supporting, dude. Appreciate it. As I've said now multiple times. I like to repeat myself, okay? I feel, you know, I like to just justify what I've said previously. Wush J with a sub gift to Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for joining the Wardy family via Wush J. Wush J's 9th sub gift in the channel. Thank you so much. Ceruleus, hi, I'm new today. No, you're not, dude. I'm not that silly. Link counterattack comes in, and this is very good for True. The Hellions, though, I feel like are originally surrounded, but he lets it go. Now these Hellions are going to be able to clean up these Zerglings. 4 SCVs down and some lost mining time. The Hellions unloading, and the main issue is there's no more Zerglings. So True's going to take a lot of damage here. He's got Roaches on the way, but they're not ready yet. And while that counterattack from True was good, that run by, it's nothing compared to what these Hellions are getting done. There's just no damage in this main base, and right now uThermal is just going to do so much. He sees the Roaches as well, so he knows to get set up defensively against them. Dives the natural too, and he should be able to get a shot off to kill at least a few drones here. Actually, he doesn't maybe find the shot I was thought he would. 17 workers, though, is still already more than enough. Zalid in the chat says, hello, I'm not new, but I love your streams. Well, hi, dude, how's it going? What's up? DJ Enigma in the chat as well. DJ Enigma. Got there in the end. Yeah, True's going all in with this right now. Lings, Roaches, and Queens starting to wander across the map, but with the damage done. I mean, uThermal can afford to lose 20 workers, and he would still be considered to be in a good position economically. That's how much damage he just dealt. Ravagers will morph in. They're going to want to use their corrosive bars to bust the bunker, but they might also have to use it to bust this Liberator. With a tank on the high ground too, there's just not going. I mean, there's only one Ravager, so it's not even going to be that crazy. This Liberator will sit here, should be able to try and target down the Roaches. SCVs are actually just going to repair the bunker and repair the depot. This wall currently holding on across the map as well. More damage is being done on the picture-in-picture. You'll see Hellions have ran on by into that natural expansion, and they're getting so much more damage done. SCVs will siege up this bunker, repairing it en masse, and GG is called. As True continue to lose drones to that run-by, we are going to be seeing uThermal just... Thank you so much, Watch J, for spreading the love out here to the Wardy stream today. Really do appreciate it. Well, he might need your love in the top left-hand side as well. Down 0-2, our blue Zerg player from Sidestorm Gaming is True. And he's going up against the red Terran from Team Liquid. It's uThermal. Pushing us over 260 subs as well. That road to 300 is bright and alive, I believe, which is pretty awesome. Really awesome. Love the, by the way, I can't read them all out, but I love that so many of you guys in the chat are like, hey dude, I've been watching since this, this amount of time, or since you got your studio and stuff like this, and love the content. Thank you all for all the kind words. I have to say, it's actually insane. Today's chat has been amazing. Like, for having so many viewers, the chat has just been absolutely, like, no issues at all, happy, everyone's kind of just chilling, everyone's having a good time. You guys are all awesome. I'm glad we're having such an awesome day of StarCraft together. Again, there's 2 more best of 5s after this series. Mana versus Hearthstone and the winner versus Lambo. uThermal currently 2-0 up against True in this best of 5 as we get ourselves into this Reaper on the way out of the barracks as we expect. Now, are we going to see uThermal? I mean, we didn't really get to see him play mech properly in that last game, but I kind of imagined that he was going to head towards it because he's just been doing the same build again and again and again. But hey, why change what isn't broken? You know? No reason to, honestly. No reason to at all. Well, Reaper is going to pop out very soon. It is a hatch gas pool from True, so in terms of shenanigans, it's the most normal that True has opened, and we'll not really be able to do too much off of this as we get going. A few seconds on the way out. Factory is already starting to build as well. Marine going to be popping out of this barracks also. And again, just getting the Marine out so the Reaper can come across the map more safely. If there was a pool first, the Lings would arrive across, and in that case, it's very frustrating to deal with. So by having a Marine, you actually have a way to fight the Lings rather than having to wait for the Reaper to come home. So it minimizes the downtime. It's actually become a very standard way of playing TvZ rather than Reaper into Reactor and Factory straight away. Reaper into Marine, and then the Factory coming up as well at the same time gets set up. Yeah, and Factory is about to finish up here. Barracks will be moving off the reactor in a moment or two. Does a laser play today? Asks Superfather. No. A laser and TLO will be playing tomorrow their quarterfinal matches. We only play 2 of the quarterfinals today. Just that we split it up. 6 best of 5s today, and then tomorrow we have 5 series, which are 2 best of 5s, 2 best of 7s, and a best of 9 grand final. So no laser today, unfortunately. But he will be playing tomorrow, and he'll be playing, obviously, his round of 8 still against Seoul. That's Polish showdown. Well, link speed coming through here from True. As you see, the third hatchery is just setting up over to the left-hand side. A couple of Hellions and a Medevac currently building up here. And this barracks just moving off from the tech lab, and we've seen this time and time again. Not really a lot of point in talking about the build order of uThermal, because we truly have seen this about 6 times in a row now. The one difference he has been making is sometimes he starts the Medevac and sometimes he doesn't. What is interesting for True is he does play a very standard third base. Now I have to say, I still feel that this third, we haven't really seen players truly kind of abusing this positioning. These couple of siege tanks that set up here, they can reach over here and really deal a lot of damage as you push into this third location. Now obviously that would be very powerful with Bio. This is a mech play most likely again, as we've been seeing already throughout the day. And in that scenario, well, I mean, it still stands. You put tanks over here and you start pushing in with the rest of your units, it's still difficult to kill these. Still difficult to kill these. Just going to be seeing the Hellions getting ready to unload into the back of this mineral line, and a lot of drones oversaturated on this, and True immediately Ling's out of position, poking the front on the other side. Means that 6 drones going down, and oh my god, True is just falling apart here today. Truly, truly having an awful experience against these Hellions time and time again. Oh no, uThermal drops and lines up even more kills. 17 drones is the final number as that Medevac is pushed back. Might go down if there's a queen nearby. There isn't, although this queen will intercept. So, oh no! uThermal's just like, haha, bet you thought you were gonna get it. Gets out there with the Medevac, and oh well, now he will actually go down to a queen. I mean, it was inevitably going to go down if he kept it on this side of the map. True once again takes a heavy hit in the early stages of the game, and uThermal's mech is just looking so good. I mean, it's not even just his mech, it's just he's just getting himself into great positions from the get-go. He's just getting himself into great positions from the get-go. Carapace upgrade coming up on the Evolution Chamber. And we are just going to be seeing a few more drones on the way out, a couple of factories coming down. And this tech lab now building up on the barracks as well. A couple of Hellions, Marines, and tanks move forwards. Going to be gathering just outside the natural as this command center from uThermal will move towards the third base as well. So he's going to move this over into position. A couple of siege tanks sieging on up. And this command center, again, just moments away from landing, setting uThermal into this very, very, very strong economic setup. Burrow upgrade starting up from True. Melee upgrade still coming in. The lair is on the way in the main base as well. So that lair just trickling along here at the moment. He's going to be finished up very shortly. Now that said, Hellions and tanks still just setting up, and I mean, True's playing into Ling Bane. Like, is he just not expecting mech? I mean, he honestly might not be, because he hasn't actually played properly against the mech yet, right? I mean, I guess he did in game 1. He just might not expect it another time. Maybe he hasn't realized uThermal's just been playing mech all day. Is it just me, or is this Abiogenesis version 2.0? I don't see it. I don't see it at all, actually. It's a much larger map than Abiogenesis to begin with. I don't see it, Optimus. Why? I don't even see it really on the... I guess I kind of see it on the base layout of the 4 bases. Like 1, 2, 3, like these bases to the sides, sort of. But I mean, I think it's very different. The natural's much more protected. I don't think I see it. True having a pretty weak day so far. Not a great time to have a weak day in the quarterfinals, of course. It would be unfortunate to see another 3-0 today, and all these TvZs apparently are just 3-0s all across the board. In fairness, I mean, Reynor Clem and Stefano uThermal were actually some good fights back and forth, but this one really has just been early game damage, leading to kind of a bit of a stomp in terms of a follow-up from that point. You can see another creep team have cleaned up these lanes, going in a couple different directions, looking for the potential surround. Hellions will move into Hellbats to make this bit of a better fight, and enough of a good fight to actually force True to just back away. Doesn't even try to fight this at the moment. Infestation Pit will finish up on the 3rd in just a moment or two. Fourth command center dropping down from uThermal. More Hellions joining in together. It's going to be a lot of Hellions together right now as Marines and another tank continue to set up out to the side. Liberators from uThermal also going to be moving along here. Down to the south, this position, 4th base could get set up as well. Hellions push forwards, getting rid of a couple of creep tumors already. Lingers find themselves a lone 4 in the middle of the map. Mistake here by uThermal. As True has got Swarm Host starting to pour on out. He's getting into Ling Bane Hydra Swarm Host, which can be a very powerful style. You can bust through armies very quickly with the power of the Locusts, the Banes, all kind of coming in together at the same time. The Bane's going to bust through Hellions, and then the Locusts maybe survive. Hellions already, though, kind of just kiting Banelings, and that's what they're going to be very good at, of course. They're also going to be very good at dealing with those Locusts. uThermal's army supply only down by 20. The Locusts again found by Liberators. These Liberators are just going to do so much already. Look at that! What, like 5 Locusts dropped down? Friendly fire is the only damage done by them? Crazy. Hellions and tanks continue to set up. There is a set of Zerglings around the top side. And we will be seeing those Hellions able to get in position quickly, though, and able to push that away. More Liberators coming on over, and we will see a siege up, forcing those Swarmers to back off here right away. Looking around by down to the south, so again, True doing some damage and trying to get himself back into this. In fairness, we've been talking about True being real behind. He did lose workers early, but if there's a style you can recover from while losing workers early, it is mech, because mech is so passive that you do just get a chance to drone back up. The thing is, uThermal's just playing this out so well. He's dealing with Locusts before they even get a chance to begin dealing damage. I mean, this wave of Locust kills an Engineering Bay. It's the least important structure in this entire Warlock. You replace it instantly, it doesn't upgrade because it's mech play. Like, it's just... uThermal continues to play everything out perfectly at the moment. Now he's got a chance to go for a larger push. Swarm Hosts on cooldown, so you can make a lot of progress before he even has to deal with those. A few of these... well, this Swarm Host here is on the wrong side. He drops a couple Locusts, almost in a panic, trying to maybe save this one. I don't even know. Banes come in from the right-hand side. They do absolutely nothing. Oh my god. And these Swarmers are just being chased by Hellions. He gets 2 of the kills. He wants more. I mean, even if the Locusts drop down, there's just too many Hellions. Blue Flame's just too good against this. 56 Lings in production, 60 Lings in production. But as the Swarm Hosts get chased down, they're going to fall. And as the Swarm Hosts fall, so do the hopes of True in this game. He wasn't able to find himself the damage he needed. Marines soaking Banelings is actually a great thing, because obviously they're not really great in this army. There's the Hydras. Where the hell have they been? I don't even know. They've just been non-existent for the last little while. That's true. We'll start to trade pretty well here, actually. These Hellbats maybe would have been better off staying in Hellion mode. And with the reinforcing Lings, maybe there's a way to clean this up. Looks as though he will clean this up. Cost him a lot of his Hydras, though, and again, True supply advantage is mostly just looking to be Zerglings, which really is anything but what you would actually want this to look like at the moment. 10 Swarm Hosts being built. Remember that having to rebuild Swarm Hosts is really insane because you lose a lot of the efficiency which Swarm Hosts are meant to have as one of their key features in terms of how they're a good unit. Rebuilding them is, you know, it's almost as though these Swarm Hosts cost money. Crazy stuff. A few Banelings of True getting set up and ready to go, and we are going to be seeing some Hellions going to start coming on over and going to start pushing on in. A couple of Locusts going to pop up, and they will be able to grab a couple of these Locusts already. Again, more of these Locusts dropping on down here, and we do see Locusts getting picked off. So Locusts getting ripped apart at the moment, and, well, again, a few more of these popping over. Ling's still gathering from True. It looks as though we're going to be having, well, True able to max out again at least. He has got the entire left-hand side of Kairos Junction at the moment, so he is in control of the map here currently. Banes are kind of just being baited into siege tanks. Hellions are like, okay, come on, 3 kills from me. Sure, why not? Ling counterattack on the right-hand side. There's a siege tank here. It's going to be difficult to hold the depot, but it buys enough time for the Hellions to get over, and again, Lings are just going to meet their end. True still unable to get a lot more done at the moment. Hellions back down to the south. Free upgrades off of the vehicle plate and in the vehicle weapons. Plus 3 melee, plus 2 missiles coming through right now. Wardy's trying to cast True back into the game. Yeah, I don't believe, like, it's not looking, I still wouldn't say it's looking great, but it's not over, right? You know, at least he gets a siege tank here. Finally, the Locusts are finding some damage. It's just, I really feel True's army is meant to put him in a position so that right now, he should be able to transition. Like, the Swarmers are meant to slow the meching player down enough to buy time to move into Broodlords, etc., and to get into the next stage of the game. That's not the case here. Yes, there's a hive, sure, but there's nothing from this hive that's in-game just yet. Only adrenal glands. And that's the issue. The fact he had to rebuild these Swarm Hosts has slowed that down. The fact uThermal had such a good early game has slowed that possibility down. And all of this is still going to put True in a very tough spot. Swarm Hosts are off over to the right. They drop the Locusts. Where are they going to go? Towards the base, it seems. Well, the Liberators will try and kill off as many as they can. There's one siege tank here will probably not do too well defensively. But the Liberators actually deal with the majority of these. So honestly, there's not even going to be that many Locusts to do real damage. Liberators siege up as well after dealing damage in the skies. They deal damage on the ground. And 3 SCVs go down. Again, an unsuccessful attack as well. Bane's on creep. We'll find a couple of Hellions, but still not too much. And again, it just feels like uThermal in every situation has an answer. Oh no! A few sieged up tanks. It doesn't take many to just crush these Banes and Hydras running in clumped up from one direction. Hellion to the top side sees another base being taken and sees a lot of units up here. Maybe uThermal will think about pushing further into the left because of that, but no. Seems like he's going to push to the north towards other bases at the moment, as we see Swarm Hosts are not dropping their Locusts just yet. Now they will, but there's a lot of Hellbats available. But they do, the Locusts get on top of these tanks. The Banelig's crashing through, and uThermal is the one that's going to lose a ton of supply here this time around. Turning around, the Liberator Siege and True is going to be able to hang on. He is going to be able to win this fight. What went wrong there for uThermal was the Hellbats. Well, basically, the Hellbats came into play in such a way where they just got blown up by the Banes, so suddenly the Locusts got damaged done. The Locusts initially jumped on tanks as well, so you lost the firepower from those tanks also. And uThermal maybe just a little bit over-aggressive there, just for a moment. So, Bush J, thank you for the 100 bits, saying bot is love, bot is life. Yeah, chat is a little bit quiet for 3,500 views. We gotta remember some of those probably still from the GSL host. Liberators firing away on Locusts again, but they're going to be able to kind of just spawn sooner than usual, which means that they get further forwards before the Liberators are able to clean them up. So the Locusts this time may get a bit more damage dealt, just a few of them surviving past the Liberator fire. I mean, the thing is, though, uThermal had a bank, so he is going to be able to remax from that fight that didn't go so well for him. But True has a bank as well. Ling's back around the right-hand side. A lot more Liberators sieging up here, and again helping to push those Hydras and Lings away. More units in the middle of the map, and we do see 3 more Spine Crawlers currently on the way up. Bane's rolling forwards, and we do just see again Hellions tanks pushing forwards here. Queen goes down as we see the Locusts are trying to jump on top of this army again. Not gonna lie, didn't feel like there was enough Hellions here initially, but it looks like there is in the end. Cyclone's starting to be added into play as well. Rapid fire launches is ready, although we haven't actually seen any Vipers being brought into play. uThermal's on the push once more, knowing that these Swarmers are on cooldown. He actually knows where those Swarmers are. Okay, Swarmers have somewhere to run to at least, but the Hellions starting to jump on them. Locust on cooldown for a little while longer. Mass Liberator sieges up. The Hellions going to try and help against the Hydras. Now the Liberator fire is going to get a lot done. And these Swarmers are again backed right into a corner. Cyclones are going to be very good with +3 weapons to taking down hatcheries. Hatchery is very low, but has to reposition to get ready to deal with the Locust. Puts his first Hellion forward, so he puts the Locust on the ground instantly. So again, instead of dropping on top of the army, it drops on one Hellion, and it means the tanks get to fire on those Locusts. And now the Swarm moves on cooldown means uThermal will kill this topside base. A very well executed attack to the topside hatchery. He can rotate away via this hatchery as well and kill this off in his retreat. Or he can push in further forwards, maybe feeling like the momentum is on his side. A lot of Banes coming up, maybe what was missing before. Tanks not currently sieged. A couple of them to the south is all. I mean, the Banes are great, but if they come in from this kind of, from this kind of single direction, it's not going to be so great. These Liberators sieged up all over the place, and well, again, just pushing forward, setting the Locusts up, trying to bring 1 or 2 units forwards to allow, again, the Locusts to drop down before they really shouldn't. It means the tanks can just start ripping them apart already. Here we go, the Hellions pulling back, now being used to fight the Hydras. A disastrous fight from True, a complete 180 from what we saw in the previous engagement. The Hydras are cleaned up to the top side. The Swarm hosts are on cooldown. It's Lings and empty Swarm hosts that are going to try and defend this army, and I'll give you a slight hint as to how this goes. Not very well. Swarm hosts getting liberated down to the south-hand side, and uThermal pushes himself into better and better positions. 17 Mutalisks may not work against the liberated number that we see right now. It's a last-ditched effort from True, but I really don't think it's going to be enough, as we see, oh my god, those Overlords, if they go down, well, that would be painful. Swarm hosts are still trying to find ways to escape at the moment, moaning all over the place. A few more Locusts dropping down, and we are going to be seeing, well, the Mutas coming in, they'll start to clean up a little bit, but the Liberators will clean up. I mean, there's just no way these Mutas can actually fight this amount of lives. There's a few Corruptors, which definitely will help out, and uThermal might be pushed away, but the damage dealt is already solidified in this game. A couple of turrets coming up to help out as well, as uThermal will just go into some more 4s on the ground, switching his composition into something that will work a little bit better against the composition that is newly shown here from True. And that's the good thing, the fact that uThermal is able to see this while it's defending and cleaning up. It gives uThermal time to get this set up here, as we are going to be seeing a Mutalist killed off, and again, these Hellbats, these Cyclones still getting set up at the moment. +2 flyer attacks on the way in, but guys, it looks like uThermal has this 3-0 under control. And after this, again, just a quick reminder, this is not our last series. We still have Hearthstone Mana PvP and the winner versus Lambo in a PvZ to come. Never seen a lot of Protoss today, just a PvT from Hellraiser. But there is going to be more Protoss for you Protoss fans out there as the Liberators chase down this army. Come to daddy, see these Liberators. We want you, we want to take you down. Those Mutas are very weak. The Corruptor's not as weak, but will still die due to the sheer amount of splash damage if there's enough Liberators. Coming down to the south side, we'll see a Queen picked off. This attempt to take an expansion cancelled here. True goes around the right side, only has minerals left in the bank, can only really rebuild Zerglings. SCVs pre-pulled onto the Planetary Fortress to help keep this alive, and it will stay alive. The repair will be way too good. For the SCVs lost, uThermal won't really care all too much. The Locust dropping down unsuccessfully yet again. It's going to be a counter-attack with the Mutas as well, so let's just throw this onto the picture-in-picture to watch where these two separate sets of armies are going to get up to. The Mutas right now, you can see on the picture-in-picture, flying away from some 4s. I'm going to loop around in towards a mineral line, finding a missile turret. A Liberator going down too. Still pushing forwards though, this mech army. uThermal tracking across the map and looking very good while doing so. Again, those Mutas, they're being thinned out already. They're, you know, even just a turret shot here or there is helping. And again, there's just going to be nothing to stop this army of uThermal as it marches across here. uThermal also has 5 4s in production, so while these Mutas are maybe a bit scary at the moment, there is answers to those Mutalisks coming up, and uThermal again should have this fully under control to make this work out. Yes, he's losing SCVs, but he's got 155 to 63 army supply. Missile turrets are even still picking up kills again. We're looking toward that picture-in-picture to see what's going on for the Mutas. As they hunt around, they run into a 4 and another turret, and that is GG. uThermal.